Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a truly enchanting event in the world of fairy friends. It's called the Shapeshift.
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
It really is. So we're talking about the LEYS universe, right? Split between Orderin, the realm of logic and science, and then there's Lumin, which is all about magic and wonder.
Lumin, that's where the fairy friends live, right?
Exactly. And it's in Lumin where things got really interesting, especially on the night of a full moon.
Okay, I'm hooked already. What happened?
Well, a group of fairy friends, they underwent this incredible transformation. They shifted from their usual forms into powerful animals.
Whoa, hold on, shape-shifting fairies. This is even better than I expected.
Oh, right. But here's the thing. Out of over 1,100 fairy friends, only 88 can actually do this.
Wow, that's a pretty small percentage, less than 10% even. What makes these fairies so special? Is it just like a random thing?
Well, from what I've gathered, shapeshifting isn't just some ability they're born with. It's something they have to, develop.
Oh, like how? Through training.
Kind of, yeah. It takes a lot of practice, a strong connection with nature, and a deep understanding of their ancestors.
That's fascinating. So it's like more than just magic. It's almost spiritual.
Yeah, exactly. There's even a suggestion that they have to learn to let go of their ego to, fully transform.
Relinquishing the ego for greater power. That's a powerful concept, even outside of the fairy world.
Totally. It makes you think about how we approach challenges in our own lives, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to shapeshift in a way to overcome obstacles.
I like that. So why do they shapeshift, though? What's the purpose?
Well, it seems like there are a few different reasons. Some are searching for answers to, big questions they have.
Seeking knowledge through transformation. That makes sense.
Others might be looking for protection or healing.
So the animal forms they choose are connected to their specific needs and desires.
That's what it seems like. And speaking of animal forms, the sources I looked at mentioned 4 specific animals observed during the shapeshift.
Oh, really? Which ones?
We've got the wolf, the owl, the snake, and the dragon.
Each one probably has its own unique symbolism, right? Reflecting different aspects of the fairy friends themselves.
Definitely. So tell me, what comes to mind when you think about the wolf?
Let's see. Wolves are often associated with loyalty, communication within the pack, strong family bonds.
Those are all really important qualities, especially when facing challenges.
Exactly. Maybe those who turn into wolves are seeking strength in numbers or needing to work together to overcome something.
It's like that saying, the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack.
Right. There's power in unity. Now, what about the owl? What do you make of that one?
Well, owls are often seen as wise, right? With that amazing intuition and the ability to see things others might miss.
Yeah, they have that whole mysterious, all-knowing vibe.
Exactly. So maybe those shifting into owls are trying to gain a deeper understanding of themselves or of a situation.
Or maybe they're seeking guidance from a higher perspective, like tapping into some ancient wisdom.
It's a fascinating idea. Like, imagine having that kind of insight. Okay, so what about the snake? It's a bit of a more complex symbol, wouldn't you say?
Snakes definitely have a more, shall we say, controversial reputation, but they're incredibly symbolic.
That's for sure.
Think about it. Transformation, healing, the cycle of life and death and rebirth.
Shedding old skin to emerge as something new, huh?
Exactly. Maybe those who choose the snake are going through a difficult period of change or seeking deep healing.
Makes sense. It's a reminder that sometimes you have to go through those tough times to come out stronger on the other side.
It's all part of the process. Okay, we've got one more animal to cover, the dragon. What do you think?
Oh, the dragon. Definitely the most powerful, wouldn't you say? It's all about that raw power, spiritual transformation, and intense energy.
They embody strength, courage, that ability to rise above any challenge.
Facing your fears head on, unleashing your full potential. That's what the dragon brings to mind.
Exactly. So if a fairy friend shapeshifts into a dragon, they're probably ready to tackle some serious obstacles.
Wow, it's incredible how each animal represents such different yet equally important aspects of strength, wisdom, and transformation.
And it sounds like this is just the beginning. From what you mentioned earlier, there might be even more animals involved in future full moon events, right?
Right. And who knows what other amazing creatures we'll encounter. But the point is, this shapeshift isn't just about the fairies. It's like it holds a deeper message for all of us.
I'm sensing a but coming.
But you're right. It makes you think about our own lives and the changes we go through. It's like the fairy friends are acting out these very human experiences, but in a magical way.
I see what you mean. So, how can we, as listeners, connect with this whole shapeshift thing on a personal level? What's the takeaway here?
Well, think about it. The fairies are looking for answers, protection, healing. Aren't those things we all want in some way?
Hmm, you've got a point there. We all go through those times when we're searching for guidance, feeling vulnerable, or needing to heal from, emotional wounds or even physical ones.
Exactly. It's like the fairy friends are showing us these universal experiences, but with that magical twist. And the animal forms, with all their symbolism, they give us a way to understand those
I
experiences.
like that. So, by understanding the symbolism of the animals, we can better understand ourselves and the challenges we face.
Exactly. And maybe even find ways to overcome them. So, like, take the wolf, for example. It's all about loyalty and community, right?
Right.
Maybe it's assigned to, nurture those close relationships we have and support each other during those tough times.
It's like a reminder that we don't have to face everything alone.
Exactly. And the owl. Well, that could be encouraging us to step back, really listen to our intuition, and try to see things from a different perspective.
To trust our gut feelings and seek wisdom in unexpected places.
Exactly. It's like each animal offers a different set of tools for navigating life. And then there's the snake. If we're going through a big change, maybe its symbolism of shedding the old can give us comfort and, like, help us move forward.
To embrace the unknown, even if it feels a little scary.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the dragon, that ultimate symbol of strength and courage. When we face a challenge that seems impossible, we can channel that dragon energy,
Yeah.
tap into our inner strength.
To face our fears and unleash our full potential.
Exactly. It's about finding that inner fire and using it to overcome whatever obstacles come our way.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening, honestly. I mean, it's not just about cute fairies and their magical powers, right?
Definitely not. It's about so much more than that.
It's about exploring these universal themes of change, growth, and how symbols can have such a profound impact on our lives, even if they're from a fantastical world.
Well said. The shapeshift, while specific to the fairy friends, really does act as a mirror reflecting our own human journey of transformation.
It's a beautiful concept. And as we wrap up this part of our exploration of the shapeshift, I can't help but wonder what's next. What other possibilities might unfold under the next full moon? That's the exciting part, isn't it? The world of fairy friends is constantly evolving, and who knows what new layers of meaning will be revealed? What fresh insights will we gain about ourselves?
It's definitely a tantalizing mystery, but for now, let's take a quick recap of what we've discovered about the shapeshift so far.
Okay, sounds good. So first off, this event took place on the night of December 8th, 2022. It highlighted the unique ability of a small group of fairy friends to shapeshift into powerful animals.
And we explored the symbolism behind the four animals observed: the wolf, the owl, the snake, and the dragon, each one representing different facets of strength, wisdom, and transformation.
And let's not forget that shapeshifting for the fairy friends is not just some magical trick. It requires dedication, a deep connection with nature and their ancestry, and a willingness to let go of their ego.
And while the shapeshift is, specific to the fairy friends, it serves as a powerful reminder that transformation is a constant in our own lives, too.
We all experience periods of change, growth, and even upheaval, and just like the fairy friends, we can draw strength and wisdom from the natural world and the meanings we attach to it.
It's fascinating how these fantastical creatures and their magical transformations can offer such profound insights into our own lives, right?
Exactly. The shapeshift might be rooted in fantasy, but it taps into these universal truths about our own capacity for change, adaptation, and growth.
It really makes you wonder, if you had the ability to shapeshift, what animal would you choose and why?
That's a great question to ponder. What qualities do you admire in the animal kingdom, and how might embodying those traits help you navigate your own world?
I think I'd choose the fox. It's known for being clever, adaptable, resourceful, all qualities that seem pretty helpful in navigating life's twists and turns, would you say? What about you?
That's a tough one. There are so many amazing animals out there, but if I had to choose, I think I'd go with the falcon. I've always been drawn to their sharp vision, their ability to soar above the chaos, and their precision in pursuing their goals.
That's a beautiful choice. It seems like no matter what animal we choose, the act of imagining ourselves shape-shifting can be a powerful exercise in self-reflection.
Absolutely. It encourages us to think about our strengths, our weaknesses, and the qualities we might need to develop to face life's challenges with more resilience and wisdom.
As we wrap up this part of our deep dives into the shape shift, I'd like to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
The fairy friends and their transformations, they remind us that change is inevitable, both in fantastical realms and in our everyday lives. It's up to us to embrace the journey, tap into our inner strength and wisdom, and discover our own potential for transformation.
Beautiful. And who knows, maybe we'll all meet on the other side of that transformation stronger and wiser than before.
That's a great way to put it. Thanks for joining us on this enchanting exploration of the fairy friends and their remarkable shapeshift. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep evolving.
See you next time.
It really does make you wonder, doesn't it? What other creatures might we see in future full moons? Oh, for sure. What new meanings and symbolism could they bring to the table?
Exactly. It's like the world of the fairy friends is constantly growing and evolving. Each full moon reveals a new part of the bigger picture.
It's like a tapestry. Each full moon unveils a new thread.
Huh.
But even with just these four animal forms, the wolf, the owl, the snake, and the dragon, there's so much to consider. It goes beyond just the fairies themselves, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What do you mean?
It feels like there's a message for us, the listeners, don't you think?
I see what you mean. The shapeshift, it reminds us that transformation isn't just some fantasy thing, it's part of life. The natural world is constantly transforming, and we're always changing and growing, too.
Right, so how can we, the listeners, connect with this idea of the shapeshift on a personal level?
Well, consider the reasons why the fairy friends shapeshift. They seek answers, they need protection, they need healing. Are those universal desires, though?
They really are. We all go through those times in life where we're looking for guidance or we feel vulnerable. We need to heal from emotional hurts or even physical ones sometimes.
It's true. It's like the fairy friends are showing us these very human experiences just with this layer of magic over it all.
Yes. And the animal forms they take, those offer us a way to understand these experiences even better because of their symbolism.
Exactly. Think about the wolf. The wolf symbolizes loyalty. It's all about community. Maybe it's a sign for us to nurture those relationships we have with our loved ones and support one another when times are tough.
We don't have to face everything alone. Now, what about the owl? That wise, intuitive owl.
Well, that could be a sign for us to listen to our gut instincts, to really trust our intuition, maybe try to see things from a different perspective, you know?
Gain a little wisdom from unexpected places. And then, of course, there's the snake. That one's a little more complex, right?
Yeah. Snakes are all about change and renewal, shedding the old skin to make room for the new.
So if we're going through a major change in our lives, maybe the snake can give us comfort, help us to let go of what no longer serves us and move forward.
Embrace the unknown. And if we're struggling with a challenge that just seems too big to overcome, what could be a better symbol than the dragon?
The dragon is all about courage and strength. We can channel a little of that dragon energy to face our fears and tap into our potential.
Absolutely. It's about finding that fire within.
This deep dive has been so insightful. It's about so much more than just magical creatures, isn't it?
It goes so much deeper.
It's about growth and change, and how even symbols from a fantasy world can affect us.
The shapeshift is like a reflection of our own journeys, even though it's specifically about these fairy friends.
It really is. And as we wrap up this exploration of the shapeshift, I can't help but be excited for what the future holds.
Me too. I'm curious, what other possibilities might we see unfold? What will happen under the next full moon?
It's such an exciting mystery. The Fairy Friends world is constantly evolving, so who knows what we'll discover next. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned about the shapeshift.
Sounds good to me.
First of all, the event itself. It happened on the night of December 8th, 2022. It showcased the special ability of a small group of fairy friends to transform into these powerful animals.
Right. We talked about the wolf, the owl, the snake, and the dragon.
And each one carries unique symbolism. They represent different aspects of strength, wisdom, and transformation.
And remember, for the fairy friends, shapeshifting isn't some simple magic trick. It takes a lot of work. They need a deep connection with nature and their ancestors, and a willingness to let go of their ego. It's pretty inspiring.
It is. And even though the shapeshift is specific to the fairy friends, it's a great reminder that transformation is a natural part of our lives too. We all go through it.
We all experience those ups and downs, those times of growth and change. And just like the fairy friends, we can look to the natural world for guidance and strength.
It's amazing how these fantastical creatures and their magical transformations can teach us so much about ourselves.
I know. It really makes you think, what if we had the ability to shapeshift? What animal would we choose and why? What does that say about us? It really makes you think, what if we could shapeshift just like the fairy friends?
I know, right? It's a really cool idea.
What animal would you choose? And why that one?
Tough question. I think I'd go with the fox. They're so clever and adaptable, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Plus, they're really resourceful, which seems pretty important for getting through life. What about you? What animal would you pick?
Let me see. So many good options. Okay, I think I'd choose the falcon.
Ooh, a falcon.
I've always admired their sharp vision. They can soar above all the chaos, you know?
I get that.
And they're super focused when they're going after what they want.
That's a really interesting choice. Seems like no matter what animal we pick, just imagining ourselves shape-shifting is a really powerful thing. What do you think?
I totally agree. It makes you think about your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah. And what qualities we could all work on to face those challenges in life. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the shapeshift, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
I'm all ears.
The fairy friends and their transformations, they show us that change is going to happen. It's part of life, whether we're talking about a fantasy world or our own everyday lives. It's up to us to embrace that journey, to use our strength and wisdom to discover our own potential to change and grow.
Well said. So until next time, everyone, keep exploring the world around you. Keep asking those questions, and most importantly, never stop evolving.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the magical world of fairy friends and their incredible shapeshift.